Okay, we'll do a quick tutorial on how to navigate through the touchscreen. We'll start with a power on. It takes a few seconds for the boot up of the screen and the drive to initialize. Okay, the home screen shows you what version and program is loaded. If you touch the screen anywhere, it takes you to the home screen. And from here we've got 3 selections. We'll start with the first one. This is to choose the language you wish the machine to operate in. We're showing 9 here plus an additional 6. We'll take English. The other 2 options from the home screen are either files or tools. We'll start with tool setup. This goes through the parameters for the setup of the feed and drive itself. Priority is press before feed, meaning when I hit cycle start, it's going to wait for the press to make a stroke before I do a feed length, or the alternative is feed before press, meaning when I hit cycle start, it'll make the first move before the press. Feed direction is forward reverse just by touching the screen. Debounce is used a value of 1 if you're using a solid state signal from the press. If you're using mechanical contacts in a relay, you probably want to make this value somewhere around 5 to eliminate bouncing contacts, so it'll ignore that signal. Solid state 1 is a good value. Scale is the counts per inch on the motor encoder. In position is just a value used for processing. Move profile S-curve is used for a smoother start on the acceleration. Linear is the standard that we ship these out in. Max length value is programmed for 20 inches. If I need to make a feed length longer than 20, I have to edit this value and make it something greater than the value I want to run. That's used to prevent accidents due to putting the decimal place in the wrong point. We'll put that back to 20, just showing you how to edit them. That's simple. Length adjust is for the micro adjust. For each touch of the arrow when in micro adjust, we'll move 1,000. Jog speed is set at 3. Jog acceleration 11. Jog deceleration 100. Back length is used after the reset and prior to the next feed length. It'll move a distance back and then move the feed length plus the back length forward, used in cutoff applications. The gains are just motor parameter values. These should never need to be changed. And then there's a password that's it's to password protect these values so no one can change them unless they're authorized. We can activate it just by touching the off, which changes it to on. The password value is 1111 as a factory default. So when it's active, in order to get into these parameters again, you would have to hit those values, or just to deactivate it by hitting off. KP is just another motor value. The measuring wheel mode is used for external strip encoder, which this feed doesn't have. And that's it. The house takes us back to the home screen. From there, we'll take a look at the folders. In the folders, we have the option of either editing a job or activating a job that's already in the drive. So we'll hit edit and we'll add a new one. We select what line we want to write to. It gets highlighted, then you hit the crayon, which brings us to the parameters in there. First item is the name. We want to put a name in there, so you have to highlight that. We'll call this program 2, and it takes alphanumeric for the naming of the jobs. Back up 1. Make that a 2. And then we'll delete the 7 and we'll enter it. There's our program 2. We're going to make this length 4.625. My speed is at 25. We'll leave it there. My acceleration and deceleration are 400. But again, if I needed to change any of those values, you just touch the number, put the new value in, and it'll accept it. Dwell is 0. If I had needed a cut signal at the end of my length, I would enter a dwell value there. Once my parameters are in, the center icon here is to save it, and the one on the right is used to activate that tool. Now I go back to the home screen and you'll see my length is at 625. I've programmed a batch value of 20, so that means after I make 20 moves, they'll count down and you'll see that it'll drop out of auto and have a batch complete. If I want it to run infinite, I enter a value of 0, and then my batch size is unlimited. Another feature, I don't have to go back through the job to just make a minor adjustment on my feed length. I can make it 4.5 inches and make the change and run it here, but I didn't save that value back to program 2. This is just an edit while I'm running this program 2. While the feeder's running, if I touch the value for length, it allows me to micro adjust, and as you can see, I could increase the feed length by 1,000th at a time or decrease it while the feeder is running.